Yeah. Alright. I'm at it again with nihilistic styled speeches. Okay. Salutations to all you ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today I'm talking about religious doctrine and the problem with religion in general and why it is the most toxic thing to believe in. Not because I hate religion. Not because I don't believe in religion. In fact, I'm kind of religious and spiritual myself. I believe in Christianity, the Muslim traditions, Buddhism, I take all the proven beneficial pieces of religion, add them together into one jumbled up religious concept, and throw myself into a world where I have better understanding. Which I'll come to in a minute. So before I say anything, let's watch this 6-minute video.
So, 50th March for Life. What was your reaction when you first heard that Roe was going to be no more?
Well, thankful. Just thankful to God that he gave us a president, Donald J. Trump, Mike Pence.
So before he goes on, that first part, that's not out of context, by the way. I stopped the video right when he gets ready to move on to a different subject. Okay? This motherfucker actually just said he was thankful to God that Roe v. Wade got overturned. These are the same, keep in mind, this is the same kind of Christian that genuinely believes everything in the Bible, which means if he gets in a fist fight with another dude and his wife or girlfriend tries to stop them, she's gonna have her hands cut off. That's actually what it says in the Bible. I don't remember if it was Ezekiel or something like that. I don't remember what paragraph and quote it was. I think it was something quote 5. Ezekiel quote 5. Paragraph, what the fuck ever. If any of you guys know the furry on YouTube named Alpha Ryu, he made a video a year ago, just kind of how to respond to Christians, basically. And I agree with what he said in that 90% of it. I will get onto that at another video. But, I love Alpha Ryu, okay? But I'm gonna digress. So, he did just say that he was thankful to God over the overturning of Roe v. Wade. And what I just said, keep that in mind. I'm gonna play the rest of the video.
Who nominated judges that were approved and changed history. It would not have happened without, I'd really say, Mike Pence. He was the driver behind a lot of this.
You know, for years, conservatives and Christians prayed and hoped that that would happen, and you had people saying they were going to do it. Did you believe it was possible before it happened?
To be honest with you, I wasn't sure it would happen. And but I know that Vice President Pence told me on several occasions that it was his goal to see that law overturned, and he did it.
When you look at the culture right now, a lot of people might assume, okay, Roe is gone, the battle is over. But what would you say to those people?
The victory is not declared. There was a battle here in Washington, and that was won. It took over 50 years to do it. But now it's moved on to the states. And that's where the battles are going to be for the next number of years. And it's going to take time. But I think we just need to stand our ground. We don't back up. We don't retreat. We cannot get relaxed thinking we've won. And so let's just now slide with the times. No. We have an enemy out there, the devil, who wants to destroy life. And he'll do everything he can to destroy life. So we have to keep our vigilance. We have to keep our focus, and not get weary, not get tired, but be vigilant, and let's keep the battle going.
Well, and let's talk about that a little bit, because we have a culture of death in so many ways, right, in this country. And yet you're fighting for a culture of life. How do you do that? How do you break through that culture of death?
Well, first of all, it's God's standards. I think for me as an evangelist, preaching the gospel, telling men and women how they can have a relationship with God through faith in his Son, Jesus Christ. And when a person confesses their sins and turns from their sins and invites Christ.
Now, I'm going to pause him right there before he keeps talking out of his ass. God ain't gonna save us. You do realize that, right? He gave us a life. He gave us the option to make mistakes. He gave us the option to learn from said mistakes. It says so in the Bible, you fucking imbecile. Now, normally, I like to say, if you're going to criticize somebody, don't insult. But it's kind of hard not to do that. Like I say, guys, I make mistakes too. I'm not a perfect fucking human being. Granted, I do have schizotypal personality disorder, which means I have the following of magical thinking. So, accepting that part of me, I can best adjust myself for scenarios and understanding. As much as I possibly can. But he just said that it's through God that we're all going to work together. You're missing out what actually is necessary for us to work together, which is to stop, listen, accept that we could be wrong and proven wrong at any moment of any point of any day, accept that if we work together, the effectiveness of human survival will severely increase along with the intelligence and wisdom of said human race. Then we could all work together. Christians, Catholics, Jews, Muslims, Buddhists, any other religion will be able to work together peacefully. There will be arguments. There will be sometimes fist fights. But besides the common fist fights and the arguments, mass murder would decrease. Suicide would decrease. Psychological torment and trauma would significantly decrease. Right now in America, there is a 30% tax rate that is already on top of our already decently high, decently average 7% tax rate. So we are paying 37% tax collectively on everything. That's fucked up, guys. The rich people did that to us. You want to know who the rich people's main religion are? Christians. Now, I don't mean to call you Christians out like this. Don't donate to your churches. Don't take it this way directly, but fuck the church. Not because of what they're teaching, but because of what they're doing. They will take your money, and 50% down to 20% of your cash that you gave to the church will be moved and used for the church building or the owner of the entire foundation of said church. Not the things that they tell you, like the attempts to help starving people in other countries. Because let's face it, showing up with a crate of McDonald's is not going to do it. And I am kidding about the fact that it's McDonald's, but no, seriously, we have given literal burger patties to fucking starving people in another country and caused an increase of death and sickness because we were too stupid to give them leaves and fruits and vegetables and seeds to grow shit, including resources to grow shit and clean their water to get better crops. God, I can go on and on. Like, I actually can. If I could do a live stream, I would literally do a 14-hour-long live stream explaining every fucking thing I believe, because that would be the only way to get everybody to realize what I'm like. However, I have to do this over multiple videos, unfortunately. But I digress. Now, I'm not, again, like I've said before, the most intelligent person on this planet, but I'm smart enough to realize that you're wrong, alright? You are correct in the ideology that if we don't accept something, we're all going to be fucked. But that acceptance isn't exactly within Jesus Christ and God. If you are religious, you can spread the word of religion. You don't force people into it. God gave us the option to sin because most of us don't even know that we sin until it's a little too late. And then we learn from our mistakes and we don't repeat it unless we are too arrogant and or ignorant and cocky. You Trump-supporting Christians specifically are the main cause of increase in suicide, homicide. Do you want to know why? Because you don't think that gun control is a necessity. I love the fuck out of guns. I don't think it should be that difficult to own an infantry fighting vehicle the military would use. That would be fun to show up with an M113 APC and just, at a shooting range, light up a target with a minigun, or even a 50 caliber Browning, which, again, thank you to Moses Browning for creating these beautiful weapons. I digress. The real Moses in my mind is John, alright? That's real Moses. Hands down, fucking Noah's Ark and all that shit. Fuck all that. Moses, John Moses Browning, that's the real God. But no, seriously though, on a real note, we need to, like, the best way I could describe it is the Trump supporters are the main cause of the problems because a lot of their religion and stuff like that, it's fine, but they misinterpret it so hard because they're not built to be intelligent. Our educational systems are not built to be intelligent. Red states teach completely different history than blue states. Blue states teaches completely different history than red states, and it's biased against each other to the point where it's obvious that our own American government is dedicated towards separating us so we don't ruin the rich people's problems, which are that they don't have enough money, even though they have literally every fucking thing. They have the skin care. They have the mental health care. They have the fucking foot care. They have the body care. They can shave themselves head to toe. They can go afford surgeries. They can do whatever the fuck they want, actually. And yet they're depressed? That's a facade. None of them are depressed. You see how that feels, guys? Just like how you guys say that poor people make the option to become poor when your parents are the ones stealing from us? My family only gets $800 worth of food stamps. My mom is looking for a job. My mom's boyfriend has a job at a fracking company, but he can't work because the fracking company is being stupid right now. So we don't have money for the next few weeks. Guess what that means? We are living off of food stamps and we don't have money to pay mortgage. Mortgage. Why did I say mortgage? That was weird. The reason why is because of the increase in tax. The reason why is because of psychological health issues. And if this is happening in my family, how many other families in this goddamn country suffer the same fucking thing? Almost exactly 70%. That number is increasing with the fact that our taxes increased to 37% fucking tax. That means when you buy a loaf of bread, right? It used to be, what, $5 for that fucking Walmart brand fucking great value wheat bread? That thing went from $3.50 to $9 for a loaf of bread. I've never seen my family spend $300 on fucking lasagna and pizza when that's not even most of what we bought. Actually, it is, because that's so fucking expensive to buy anything else. Like, even salad, healthy food is so fucking expensive, because if we were healthy, we'd be taken care of, and we wouldn't have problems that the rich people could take advantage of us for. This sounds like a stretch, and it will sound like a stretch. It sounds like I'm crazy to so many different people, but I encourage you, right now as I speak, disprove me. Do it. Disprove me. Share your links. Share your articles. If you try to link malware, I will fucking hack you myself and I will dox the fuck out of you. I digress. Don't release malware on my people. I will ruin you. Even ransomware. No ransomware, no malware. You scam my people. You come to my comments pretending to be like me. Good luck getting out of it. I'm going to fuck with you. I'm going to trace your IP. I'm going to find out how to be able to DDoS your Wi-Fi connection. I know how to do these things. Again, not the best at coding, but I know enough about it that if you fuck with me, I will fuck with you back. I digress. Point is, as defensive as I am, this entire scenario is easily fixed by accepting at any moment of any point of any day that you could be proven wrong at any second. Literally. Even right now, when I said disprove you, you might actually find information that is backed up by psychotherapists and scientists of different fields with actual license to be able to practice their own fields. And they're already out of college and stuff like that because they have like a master's and associates and a fucking bachelor's degree. Bro, you do that? Cool. I was wrong. I can admit it. I don't give a damn. Being wrong is not the biggest of my worries. It's collecting information that is, and making sure that information is true. It should be the same worry for everybody else in the world, but it isn't. Do you know why? None of us are trained to be smart. Almost all of us are trained to be stupid. We're trained to hate each other for political reasons, for religious reasons, for difference in ideologies, opinions, and beliefs. We can no longer criticize one another and have a conversation because they immediately lead to insults and hate crime. Because everybody on this planet is too arrogant, ignorant, arrogant, and stupid to accept when they're wrong. Even me sometimes. I'm a fucking human. But at least I can accept a little easier than a lot of people I talk to. People are going to tell me, quote unquote, touch grass. I have. I do interact with people a lot. I do go outside and physically interact with people. I just find it not unnecessary when most of the people you're going to be interacting with are using you because there is nobody else around you who has the ability of helping themselves. I'm in Colorado. Most of us are broke as fuck. It's peaceful down here, but Republicans and Democrats are equally as poor as one another down here because of Lauren Boebert and the entire Republican Party. Actually, let me go ahead and add on a little bit more to that, right? It's the Democrats and the entire Democratic Party, too. Do you want to know why? Because the Democrats are letting the Republicans look like the dumb ones, so when they do something bad, they look like they're doing it for a good reason. The Republicans are making themselves look dumber, so that way the rich Republicans can take advantage of their dumb Republicans to make the dumb Republicans act stupid, really fucking dumb and obviously dumb, to the point where all the Democratic citizens and stuff like that rally up with anger at the Republicans, which respond the same way to the Democrats as the Democrats are to them. And both the rich, wealthy, extremely highly powerful wealthy of both parties, they don't give a fuck about their differences in religion and anything else. They live perfectly fine. You do realize that, right, guys? They live perfectly fine. A gay fucking Republican will shake the hands of a Nazi Democrat. That happens. Not literally Nazi Democrat, but a Christian nationalist Democrat. Those people do exist, and there is powerful Democrats that are exactly of that ideology. Same with Republicans that are actually gay as well. Look at George Santos, a literal cross-dressing fucking drag queen who is against drag queens for the looks of us getting angry at him, so that way the Democrats can fucking steal more from us. Both parties are horrible. Absolutely. Picking lesser of the two evils is not a thing with the Democrats and Republicans. They're equally as evil. They work together for this, you idiots. Like, en masse. They work together to fuck with all of us in America. In the world. Notice how Ukraine is getting attacked, and according to Article 5 of the Geneva Convention, I believe it is what it was, that any NATO alliance to be attacked is to be joined up by another NATO alliance and help them fight. Which means Russia right now would be getting fucked super hard if the entire world worked together. We have anti-ICBM technology. Why don't we use it? You know, all these hardcore Russians that are going around and ready to explode and push the nuke button to launch their the nukes out of the silos. I bet you as soon as Putin pushes that button, they didn't take care of their things at all, so the rocket's going to lift up 5 feet in the air, run out of fuel and collapse. Boom. Explosion. Nuclear waste all over their own goddamn country. Guess what? Russia might become inhabitable because of their own stupidity. And then, all the citizens will finally get freedom living on the other side of the world. And then, when the radiation goes away, they could go back to Russia. And guess what? By then, the world would be working together. Because we would all accept that we're wrong. Not because of the fight. But it's a domino effect. We do one thing, and it makes it easier for other things to happen. Notice how when you set up dominoes, the speed of them tipping over increases? That's because the more movement that we make, the faster the movement will respond. And the faster things respond, the faster our movement can increase. Granted, we're not gonna fucking evolve to the point where we get cybernetic technology built into our bodies. I think that's stupid. Mark Zuckerberg and fucking Elon Musk are pushing for the dumbest fucking ideologies. Oh, let me put a chip inside of my eye so I can see a LED screen. Why? Why not just make a pair of glasses that functions exactly like a TV? That we can make that doesn't hurt your eyes. Or even have like a small projector or something that like that's wearable, that you can, that has the ability of detecting where your fingers are to be able to slide across and shit. Like, there's a lot of different ideologies with holograms and shit like that we can experiment with. We're just not doing it. Because there's no funding. Because everything in this goddamn world revolves around money.
Their hearts do that life is changed.
Which is kind of the main thing that we have problems with.
Changed, and God, through the power of the Holy Spirit, comes to that person's heart and changes that person. And that's the only way that America's going to be turned around. It's going to be through prayer and people giving their lives to Christ. Otherwise, there's no hope without Jesus Christ.
That is the hope. And you look at culture, there's so many issues on so many fronts, right? This is just one of them.
Yep.
This life issue. What most concerns you about the trajectory? When you look out, you see where we've been, and you can kind of see where we're going. What most concerns you?
Well, first of all, I know where we're going. I've read Revelations. I know what's getting ready to happen to this world, and God's judgment.
Here, let me fit on your shoes real quick. Okay. I've been a pastor for over 40 years. I've gone around place to place, spewing my religious beliefs and ideologies, saying that if we don't stop our actions, we're going to go to hell. I know this priest genuinely believes that book. And I'm not saying that's wrong. But what I'm saying is wrong is forcing other people to believe in the same ideology when we don't know if God even exists or not. We can't say he does because he doesn't show himself. Or she, or they, or all of them, or just one of them. We don't know if there's even ghosts real. I've been touched in the back when there was nobody in my room. And I still don't know if ghosts are real or not. I wasn't even wearing a shirt that could have touched my back. I was alone. There was no stuffed animals. My room I had just moved into my room, right? So picture this. Alright, so here's how my room was described, right? Because there was nothing in my room at the time. Here's the shape of my room. You walk into the front door, the first thing that you see directly in front of the door on the opposite wall from the front door is a window, lined up perfectly with the doorway. On the right is a wall that cuts forward for like 2-3 feet, or it cuts forward for 2 or 3 feet, and then it cuts directly to the right for 2 feet, and then forward again towards the window wall, another 6, 7, maybe even 10 feet. Opposite wall, left wall when you walk into the doorway, you see that window on the left wall. It's just a flat wall completely up until you get right next to the doorway, which is a closet. Okay, I was sitting in the back corner on the same wall as the closet wall and the window wall. So I'm in the front left corner of the room when you walk into the room from the doorway. You would immediately see me there with my back facing towards the door. Keep that in mind. I got a really hard jab on my left shoulder. A really fucking aggressive one, too. And yet, I still don't have a way to explain why that happened. I don't have a description for how it happened. There are things in this world we do not understand. And that is okay. The only way we can understand them is by working together to figure out whether or not our opinions and beliefs and ideologies are wrong. And it will be an irritating thing. But when you get irritated from criticism, take a step back, go breathe, and then continue the argument. Continue the criticism. We don't need to be sitting here bickering with one another about whether or not we're right or wrong. We need to be sitting here bickering about if the evidence we have is even correct or not. And instead of just bickering about it, we need to get up off of our lazy asses and start typing in our computers of any kind, whether or not that's a phone your PlayStation with fucking internet abilities to search, or anything else to be able to disprove any new information you receive. These pieces of technology are developed to increase our intelligence, but we are actually too dumb to realize that. Because we don't know how to siphon information. Because the government that I just mentioned does not want us to be smart, so they make an educational system that is one-sided for two different parties that they created to create conflict with difference in ideologies, so that way we can never actually truly learn when our educational system isn't even built to make us smart in the first place. It's built to get us to create who we want to be and go on with our lives with the information that we just received. Which, raise your hand for how many of you genuinely remember almost everything you've gone through in your school life. Not gone through, but like all the work you did. What math equations you did. What kind of what kind of like environmental science studies that you got. Because here's the thing. I feel like at a younger age, if we started teaching kids about biology and psychology right after they watch the puberty video, so if you go to District 51 schoolings, like Palisade and Central High School or something like that, elementary schools. If you're in District 51, when you get to 5th grade, you watch a puberty video. Because at that time, you're old enough that your body starts going through puberty. You start to get hair all over your body. Your body physically starts to change. Testosterone and estrogen and other hormones start pumping through your body consistently. And they make who you are, kinda. Teaching kids, right after that, as soon as they get into high school, more increased knowledge about biology of their own body, and then neurology, and then psychology, guess what that'll do? It'll teach us everything we need to know about one another. Granted, we won't know about the personal lives, but if we know how to talk to each other, we can share information more effectively, rationally, and calmly, and gather information more effectively, rationally, and calmly. Which is the entire point of what I've been saying over the last handful of videos. I just didn't have the best words to describe it. Until now. Because I've been in my own head for a minute. Because it really is tough out here in this world. We are still fending for survival. And we don't act like we do. Now I'm going to finish this video before I get to the 40-minute mark at all.
When you read Revelation, if you add up the numbers, it's going to be close to 4 billion who will die during those few short years. Judgment is coming. God is going to judge this earth with the rejection of his son, and there's going to be a great price to pay. And so this is the time for people to repent and turn from their sins and believe on the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Jesus said, "I'm the way, the truth, and life. No man comes to the Father but by me." There's not multiple ways to God, only one, and that's through Christ. And we need to make Christ known. We need to lift up his name because without Christ, we have no hope.
Yeah, there seems to be a debate sometimes about revival, right?
Notice the police sirens. I'm not saying that's a homicide or anything, but like, still, you can't even watch a video anymore without the classical New York style in the background hearing police, like, sirens. Even if you're just watching a regular YouTuber at this point.
You know, can there be a revival while things are heading towards what you just described?
Well, when the Revelations, we know that there's going to be a great revival. There's going to be millions and millions of people who will come to know Christ during that tribulation. Now, there's a lot of speculation whether the church will be here. We may be gone. I hope, but that's my thought. That's what I believe. But regardless, we're to preach to the gospel. That's what our task is today. We don't need to worry about tomorrow, but let's worry about today. Our task is to take the gospel to the ends of the earth and make disciples of all nations and baptize them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's what we're to do today.
So, you know, politics, you get asked about this all the time, right? So I'm not going to ask you any crazy questions, but I will say, when you look at what's going on as Christians, what is our responsibility? How do we engage in a culture that is chaotic when it comes to politics?
Well, I think we ask for just a lot of prayer that people give us wisdom. I don't want to tell people how to vote or not vote. I might share with somebody how I'm going to vote, but that doesn't make any difference. What we need to do, be honest with you, is just ask God. Give us wisdom. And let's vote for candidates that have godly principles. candidates that stand for life, candidates that believe in God, that believe in Jesus Christ.
So basically the end is just telling him we need to vote in more politicians that are, not Republican, but religious. Specifically Christian. Now, that's my point about Christianity. It is very toxic. Not necessarily because of the beliefs entirely, but with the end of that message, how many more Christians, look at the comment section. You do realize a lot of these guys are even agreeing to the end of that statement, right? That we need more religious people in our churches. In our churches we need more religious people. But I mean, in fucking politics. I can agree that we do. We need Christians, Muslims, Jewish, Catholics, Buddhists. Doesn't matter who you are. If you're religious, we need at least one of every religion in our politics. One of every gender. One of every type of rich, poor, medium poor, everything. If things aren't going to change the way I'm saying, then at least that's the bare minimum. The bare minimum that the rich can give us. But they're not. And I am going to make a video, comment on this channel saying, hey, check out my new video if you want to see my response to this guy's comments on what to do to fix our problems. A lot of you guys that will be coming from that video will disagree with a lot of what I say. I'm aware of that. But instead of getting frustrated with my anger towards religion and Christianity specifically, criticize me. You can insult me a little bit. We all do that. But don't let it be the main reason why you text is to insult. Share information. Speak. Speak truthfully. Rationally. Don't let anger fog up your mind. That makes it hard to think rational. It is time we start to work together. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, black, white, Mexican, Asian, fucking... doesn't matter who you are. Here very soon, I really don't think that we're going to be the only sentient species on this planet. Whether an alien species shows up, or one of our species on the planet evolves here soon. Most likely will be monkeys, by the way. We might actually not be the only ones able to even speak English on this planet anymore. Us humans are the only ones that have the ability to build and understand architecture and structural engineering and stuff like that, psychology, neurology, and biology, and all these fields of physics and engineering. But we're not the only ones. There's definitely something else out there in the universe. Because if there wasn't, God's response would be a lot quicker to humanity, especially since if we really are the only ones in the entire galaxy, and he's our galaxy's God, then yeah, that would basically be a different theory, but it would still kind of, come down to the one God theory, but still, I digress. It's not really a necessary point. But with all that being said, thank you for watching. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comment section below. If you dislike the video, go ahead and do so. If you like it, tell me the reason for liking it in the comment section below as well. I will respond to as many comments as possible. Granted, I don't really have a lot of attention going on right now, so that sounds very much like an attention whore thing to say. Wow, that was kind of out of the blue. I hope you guys know what I mean by that, though. I'm trying to spread a message here. I'm trying to make it as understandable for myself and everybody else around me. It's difficult to do when I even have a lack of information myself. You guys know this. I still have a lot I'm learning. It happens. I will change. Here in 3 years, I'm going to be a completely different DJ Ray than you guys know on YouTube. I'm still going to be on YouTube, but I'm going to be almost completely different. I'm going to have a different personality attached. I'll have different opinions and beliefs and ideologies based on what I learned. Based off of the mistakes I learned from. The same as you guys. And everybody else on this planet. But with that being said, Salutations to all. Thank you for watching the entirety of this video. If you made it to the end of this video, go ahead and write the word bong water. Or yeah, write the word bong water. Or even... no, how about chapstick? Just to make it a little bit more interesting. But write the word chapstick if you completely finish this video. Other than that, thank you for all of your view time and stuff like that. Thank you for watching and listening to what I have to say for as long as you guys have. I appreciate the 130 of you that are here, absolutely to the fullest I possibly can. I hope to do a little more something for the rest of you guys and stuff like that here soon. So yeah, with all that being completely said now, salutations to all. May you all find peace in your domain, even if you disagree. Shuss.